To my NRL tips for round 16. Let's just have a quick look at last week before we jump into this week's tips. There were no bets last week, so that leaves us still with 13 winners from the 16 tips, and a good profit there. Moving on to the looking at the round last week, we had the Sharks to beat the Dragons. The Sharks went on to win. We did have the Sea Eagles to beat the Titans. Sea Eagles started okay, but just Titans outplayed them in the second half. The Roosters were good enough to beat the Knights. The Dolphins absolutely smashed the Cowboys, and they were our longest, or the team that we picked with the biggest margin. And the Bulldogs edged out the Rabbits in the second half. So we got 4 out of 5, which isn't bad. They were all favourites, but you expect now, being this far into the rounds, that a lot of the form is exposed, the players are exposed, and we can see what they are doing and how they're performing, and we get a much better idea of their impact. So we will probably be on favourites a lot going forward, until you get to those final rounds where the teams that are outside the eight seem to outperform those that are in the top eight. So let's have a look at this round. The first game is West Tigers versus Raiders. We're taking Raiders with an 18 predicted margin. The odds are $1.38. That will be a bet, with the 18 points plus for the away side predicted. We have the Warriors versus the Panthers. Now, I've only got the Warriors by 4, but they are the lowest odds, which just doesn't match up. So if you're looking at wanting to back a underdog, the Panthers might be worth a bet here. And I know they are missing their players from State of Origin. The players will not make it back from Perth over to New Zealand in time to play, nor would they be in a fit state to play, on the that would be on the Saturday, I think. So they're not going to make it. That is why the Warriors are such short odds. The Dolphins versus the Knights. I have the Dolphins at a 28-point predicted margin with $1.32 in the odds. That will be a bet, as it is more than 12-point predicted margin at home. The Rabbits versus Storm. I have the Storm. No surprise there. The Rabbits aren't playing that great. They seem to stay in the games, but they do get edged out by these better teams, and I expect the Storm to win this. The Broncos versus the Sharks. We've got the Broncos here with a predicted margin of 14. Now, the Broncos being at home, at $1.56, it is a tip with that predicted margin. Roosters versus, well, it's not Roosters versus Sharks. I've got that one wrong. It will be Roosters versus, let me have a quick look, North Queensland. So Roosters versus Cowboys. Cowboys are playing terrible at the moment. So the tip will be Roosters, and I have them winning by a predicted margin of 22. The ratings have been done correctly. I've just typed in the wrong team there, but it is Roosters versus Cowboys. Odds are $1.48. That will be a bet as well. And Eels versus Titans. We have the Eels at home, with a 12-point predicted margin, and we're getting $2.28. So here we have an underdog that we are willing to actually place a bet on. So at that $2.28, Eels are definitely a bet. Now, to summarize all of that for the round, we have Canberra, we have Dolphins, we have Broncos, Roosters, and Eels. They're all on the head-to-head market. We hopefully should pick up all 5, but there's always a chance that 1 or 2 of those do go down. But given the odds that we've got on some of these games, I think we can afford to drop at least one of these games, if not two. So just a reminder, our record is 13 winners from 16 tips. There are a lot of tips this round. The reason likely is state of origin, playing around with the teams, and that definitely does impact both the odds and the team ratings. So we're looking pretty good at a profit there of 4,285 so far. Let's see if we can continue that this round and pull out another profit. But yeah, let's see what we do. I will get my AFL video out tomorrow. That is also running a profit, following a few different ways of using the prices and predicted margins. Let's see how they go, but so far we're winning in the NRL this season and the AFL with the bets, which is always good. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like the video, helps get the video out there to more people, and hopefully we can help more people get on at the right price and make a profit. Okay, thanks everyone for watching, and look out for the AFL video tomorrow.